I was going to talk about the two political stories that are pushing right now. The impeachment of Alejandro Mayorkas, the Homeland Security Secretary, finally gotten by the MAGA, and the Democrats gaining a seat in the House of Representatives, the seat actually that was actually vacated by George Santos after he was forced out. But about an hour ago, I saw a news report, unfortunate, that I think we need to really talk about. During the celebration of the Kansas City Chiefs winning the Super Bowl for the third time in the last 5 years, this time it was back-to-back, their victory parade in Kansas City, Missouri, going up to Union Station there, not too far away from Arrowhead Stadium, a shooting event happened. At the time, I'm recording this video at 5:05 p.m. Eastern Time. The last information I received was that 14 people have been injured, and so far, one is dead. From the video I've seen, Kansas City fans tackled this guy to the ground, getting their hands on him before he could do any more damage. At least that's what the information I'm receiving is now. Have we become so much of a gun-happy? I promise you, I am not trying to make this into a political video about guns. But have you become such a gun-happy, gun-consuming culture in this country that we can't even enjoy a victory parade celebrating the Super Bowl victory without worrying that the shots are going to be ringing out? It's bad enough that we can barely go to school, send our kids to school. That we can barely go on our jobs. We can barely walk down the damn street without guns, without hearing gunshots. I'm not trying to make it sound like the war zone that the Republican Party wants to make it into. But it really gets me that the Republicans are so angry about immigration and all that kind of stuff that they won't do a thing about a situation that is happening in this country. Mass shootings. This shooting in Kansas City, Missouri, during the Chiefs victory parade happened 6 years almost to the day that the Parkland shooting happened. It's got to stop. It has got to stop. How much longer is this going to continue to go on? This didn't have to happen. Let me put it this way. It shouldn't have happened. But unfortunately, and again, I am not trying to make this political, but we need to talk about it. The NRA, which is now under a very close microscope, an organization that deserves to be destroyed. The NRA has too many politicians in their back pockets that none of them can do anything about gun reform, even if it's in their best interest. This has got to stop. This has just got to stop. It's gotten ridiculous to the point these people were out there celebrating the victory of their football team, their 4th overall Super Bowl championship. They didn't deserve that. That should not have happened. But thanks to our country giving the ease to guns, my God, it's 10 times harder to get into a strip club, to buy a cup of coffee, to get the car that I'm sitting in right now. And mind you, it's in park. I'm sitting in the parking lot. So just in case you idiots in the MAGA want to chastise me on that. It's harder for any of us to get a job in this country, but it's too damned easy. too easy to get a gun. Why is that? And before some idiot out there says, the Second Amendment, no. The Second Amendment gives us a right to bear arms, not for people to die. But the real sick part about this whole thing is how, I'm not even going to mention that, because that's a discussion from somewhere else. I was going to mention about the alpha males making jokes about this shooting, thinking that it's all funny. It's all fun and games, all because Nick Adams has had this hatred towards the Kansas City Chiefs, specifically Taylor Swift dating Travis Kelce. But I'm not even gonna go there. I'm not. That too much has gone on, and this is way too serious to go there. This did not need to happen. This should not have happened. For all we know, there's going to be more casualties to be reported. That should not have happened. 14 people are injured. One is dead. I'm praying to God that that's the only one. But that shouldn't happen at all. It shouldn't have. You know, I was debating, this is just a story of mine. And you can call me whatever names you want after that, after mentioning this. And I'm going to make it quick because I got a couple of things I got to do. But growing up, I used to be a Kansas City fan. At a time where Joe Montana was there, we had all this incredible talent, and they just couldn't win the big one. And after years and years of disappointment, I jumped teams to the Indianapolis Colts. Peyton Manning was my favorite player. We had an African-American coach, Tony Dungy. They won the Super Bowl. Peyton Manning's in the Hall of Fame. A two-time Super Bowl champion, one with the Colts, one with the Broncos. Tony Dungy, the first African-American head coach to win the Super Bowl, in the Hall of Fame. And after the success that the Kansas City has had, I thought about jumping back to Kansas City, but I know what fans are going to say. I know what all of you are going to say, that you're jumping back to them because now they're starting to win. Maybe I am. But after what happened today, and after this nightmare that gun nuts are still pushing, and more to the point, but again, that's a time for another time, the bullying that so many Republicans have done to this team over the last year, over one football player dating a pop star, that made all this, especially today, was the linchpin of it. It made my decision very clear. I identify myself as being a Kansas City Chiefs fan once again. Make of that what you will. Say I'm an opportunist. Say whatever the hell you want. But after today, after the fact that we can't even celebrate a Super Bowl without worrying about gunshots being ringed out, and we have politicians who have the power to do something about it and won't do anything about it because they're in the pockets of the NRA and the gun lobbyists, more people are going to die that don't need to die, that have no reason to die. It's pathetic. No, not pathetic. Forgive me for saying that. It's tragic. Not for the fact that this happened. Not only for the fact that this actually happened, because this could have been completely avoided. But we're so gun crazy in this country. Let me ask you this. For all of you have multiple guns in your home, What is the point of having all those guns? Huh? You think that the next zombie apocalypse is coming? You've been watching too much Walking Dead TV shows. Because honestly, if you need more than just one gun to protect yourself, then something is very wrong with you. Unless you're a police officer or a soldier, someone who has actually been trained to use firearms, there is no reason for anyone to have a long-barreled gun or any kind of gun. And more to the point, there is no excuse for the ease of getting guns. As I said earlier, it's hard to get a job somewhere in this country. It's hard to get a cup of coffee. You have to wait in line. You have to know which one you want. It's hard to get a driver's license. It's harder to dodge a parking ticket. It's harder to go to a porno theater, a strip club, but it is incredibly easy to get a gun off the streets in a gun store. It's got to stop. It is truly got to stop. How much more can it go? How much further can it go? Does a politician's child have to die in order for them to take action? I hope to God that doesn't happen, mind you. And I'm not barking threats at anyone, but in case anyone's thinking it. I'm not screaming threats at any politician's children. But is that what's going to have to happen? For these people to start acting? Because if that's the case, I pity you. And it shows what kind of a selfish bastards you really are. You think of yourself, but not everyone else. That's wrong. That is so wrong. And the truth is, this isn't the last time this is going to happen. And I shouldn't even have to say that. I shouldn't have to say things like that. This might happen again. That shouldn't happen. That shouldn't come out of my mouth, and it shouldn't enter into anyone's brains out there. But tragically, it's going to happen again. And nothing will be done about it again. It's a shame that this is where we are in America. It's such a shame. My prayers go out to the families of those who have been hurt, those who have been killed, and to the great state and city of Kansas City, Missouri, and the Kansas City Chiefs fans. Guess what, ladies and gentlemen? You got one more. I'm back. CTP, know the truth. God bless. Peace to the left, justice to the right.